Welcome to the Bible, a Lenten series. In this series, we will explore the Bible, what it is, where it came from, and how it came to be. There will also be opportunity for you to ask your own questions and to post your own comments. To take part in these sessions, you don't need a Bible or even any knowledge of the Bible. Welcome to our first session. In this session, we will explore what the Bible is and how it came about. When you hear the word Bible, what instantly comes to mind? What other words do you associate with the word Bible? You may have come up with things such as God, Jesus, holy, disciples and stories. You've probably come up with lots of other words as well. Please do share them. But what about small print, thin paper, old-fashioned, history, mystery, fantasy, romance and biography? Together we will have probably come up with a huge list of words that we associate with the word Bible. Please do comment what the word Bible means to you. We suggested a few different ways of writing, such as history, mystery, romance and biography. These are all genres. Do you think these genres can be found in the Bible? What about all the other types of writing? For example, instruction texts. Can they also be found in the Bible? In fact, most of the genres we've mentioned can be found in the Bible. You may ask, how come? Well, the Bible isn't actually one book, but a whole library of books. In fact, the Bible is made up of a total of 66 books. So next time you pick up the Bible, just be grateful for that small print and that thin paper. So, if the Bible is made up of 66 books, do you know how it's organised? Can you name any of the books? The Bible is split into two main sections, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament is the oldest part of the Bible and is made up of 39 books. Do you know any of these books? These 39 books are generally split into four groups: books about the law, books about history, the poetry books, and the prophecy books. The New Testament section is the newest part of the Bible, and it tells the story of Jesus and the beginning of the Christian Church. It is made up of 27 books. Can you name any of these books? The 27 books of the New Testament can be split into three general groups: history, letters, and prophecy. Although, as we have said previously, the Bible, both Old and New Testament, is like a library, and many other types of writing can be found in its pages. So far, we have learnt that the Bible is a collection of books, a bit like a library, containing 66 books split into two main groups, the Old Testament and the New Testament. We haven't mentioned any particular books, but I have asked if you can think of any examples. Here, I've given you a selection of books. I wonder, can you put any of them into the correct groups? Well, how did you do? I didn't include all 66 of the books. We would have been there for quite some time if I had. But who chose these books? And how did they get to be in either the Old Testament or the New Testament? As I said previously, the Old Testament is the oldest part of the Bible, and it was written around 1500 BC and 400 BC. The New Testament, on the other hand, was written fairly recently in comparison, soon after the death and the resurrection of Jesus, in around 45 AD and 110 AD. Within the New Testament, we find stories about Jesus and his life. These we call the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In these Gospels, Jesus often mentions Scripture, and when he does, he's referring to what we call the Old Testament. Jesus would have known the same 39 books that we have, which were all collected together in around 300 BC. As you can see from the picture, these weren't held in books as we know it, but in scrolls. The Hebrews collected these scrolls together as they told the story of their struggles, and it gives account of God's dealing with the Jews. The New Testament, on the other hand, started out more as letters, mostly written by Paul. A few books or stories were also circulated, but these, more often than not, were shared orally. As more material was shared and started to be written down, it became necessary to sort out what was authentic and what was not. Enter Eusebius, who was born in Palestine in around 260 AD. As well as being a bishop, he was also known as a biblical scholar and a historian of Christianity. It was him who put together a list of 27 books which he believed told a true story of the early days of Christianity. He didn't just pick the books he liked, they had to fit to 3 points. These points were that they had to be written by an apostle or someone close to them. He chose the older text over new texts, and they had to fit with the Christian teaching at the time. However, it was Jerome we have to thank for putting the Bible together as we see it today. Jerome was born around the year 342 AD. Again, he was a Christian historian and a translator of Scripture. Up until Jerome's time, the books of the Bible were written mainly in Hebrew and Greek. Jerome translated these texts into Latin, which at that time was a much more universal language. When he had finished his translation, the Bible he gave to the church looked very similar to the one you may have at home on your shelf. In this week's session, we've explored what the Bible is and discovered that it is made up of 66 books split between the Old and the New Testament. Next week, join us as we start to explore the Old Testament. To get you thinking and to get you started, have a think what your favourite stories or phrases are. Don't worry if you're not sure if they're from the Old Testament, and please feel free to share them.